Well, you're the vice. Good evening, and at this time I would like to call our trustee meeting to order. And Trustee Kennerly, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Sure.
Thank you.
Please stand. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ms. Finch, you're on the agenda.
Thank you, Chair. So today is a very special day. It is the last meeting of our Chair, Connie Newhan, and we have a very special recognition that we would like to give you. So I'd like to invite you to the floor so we can present you with the items we have.
Oh.
All right, so after 16 wonderful years of service, our Madam Chair, Connie Newhan, is retiring from her tenure on representing the library. I know that you've had a lot of time with us, both on the Library Foundation as well as on the Board of Library Trustees, and we are just so grateful for your service to the City of Corona and to the library. And we do have your council member here, Jim Steiner, that has a proclamation that he would like to present you.
Before I do that, this is my first time at a library trustee meeting, so I just wanted to thank all of you. I know you probably don't get a lot of that since we don't come to these very often. Wes might, but thank you very much. You know, the volunteerism is what it's all about, and putting in this extra work, I greatly appreciate it. So, yes, my dear friend, Miss Newhan, she's hanging it up, but she's involved in so many other things, I don't think she's going anywhere. So this is a recognition from the city council. The city of Corona, California is proud to recognize and commend Connie Newhan. Whereas Connie Newhan has served as a library board trustee since 2017, originally appointed by Councilman Dick Haley. She also served on the Corona Public Library Foundation from 2007 to 2017, when the foundation was moved to the Friends of the Corona Public Library. While serving the foundation, she was instrumental in creating the Ladders and Linguini fundraiser that the Friends are still successful with to this day. And that's very close to my heart, that one. And whereas during her time on the board, many events have transpired from closures and shortened library due to different challenges such as budget cuts and the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite the hardships, the dedicated team of volunteers and staff continue to make strides to provide access to information, ideas, and knowledge through books, technology, programs, services, and other resources. And whereas, in addition to Connie's Corona Public Library service, she has served on the Corona Fire Safety Foundation since 2019. That one's pretty special to me, too. She was also on the executive board of the Corona Norco YMCA in 2010. During her career, she worked, since 2010, right? Yeah, a little typo there. During her career, she worked as the district librarian at the Tustin Unified School District until her retirement in 2014. Now you know why we don't read these every single time. We just kind of say there's a lot of love in these. But Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City Council, on behalf of the people of Corona, hereby convey our gratitude to Connie Newhan for her dedication as a Library Board of Trustee and express appreciation for her continuing service to our community, presented on this day, the 28th of November, 2023, and signed by our current mayor, Tony Daddario. But it's really from me. Then Ms. Finch, I think, has a plaque for you.
Yes, in addition to your proclamation, we also have a lovely plaque that the library staff has put together in appreciation of outstanding service on the Corona Public Library Board of Trustees from the year 2017 through 2023. So I wanted to go ahead and give you that as well.
You know I can smell those off the way.
Would you like to say a few words as well? Would you like to say a few words?
I would just like to say that it has been my honor and privilege to be a part of this group. This was not an easy decision, but I feel very strongly that the library has never been in better hands and has a great future looking forward with the new Heritage Room and all the programs. And I was very proud. I am very proud to have been a part of it, and I will miss everyone. But I'll be watching. Well, I might reapply just to give you some angst, but we'll see about
Give me
that.
any angst.
I know.
Make it easy.
That's true. Anyway, thank you, and thank you for all of this. You did not have to do that, but it is appreciated from my heart, and thank you.
Actually, I think I want to make sure real quick.
I'm going to say photo bomb.
Thanks for all you do, guys.
You still have time to pull a blue card.
I'm the South guy. I went like 3 weeks without a council meeting. I'm stoked right now. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Okay, back to business.
Well,
All right, thank you very much. All right, Ms. Backus, will you please call the roll?
Chair Connie Newhan,
Present.
Trustee Aisha Kennerly,
present.
Vice Chair Jamie Merchant,
Present.
Trustee Shirley Teller Hayes, absent. Trustee Sharice Leonard.
Present.
Thank you. It is time to nominate and elect a new chair for the year 2024. And I would like to ask if we have a nomination for chair.
Yes, I have a nomination. I would like to nominate Jamie Merchant for chairperson.
And do we have a second?
I second.
All right, a nomination was made by Trustee Kennerly and seconded by Trustee Leonard Moat. Moat Leonard?
Leonard.
Thank you. Ms. Backus, will you please take the vote?
Chair Connie Newhan,
Aye.
Trustee Aisha Kennerly,
Aye.
Vice Chair Jamie Merchant,
Aye.
and Trustee Sharice Leonard.
Aye.
Very good. Thank you. Now, we need to elect a vice chair for 2024. Do we have a nomination?
I would like to nominate Aisha Kennerly.
And do we have a second?
I'll second.
Excellent.
So many of us.
Thank you. Excuse me, Ms. Backus, would you please call the roll for the vote?
Chair Connie Newhan,
Yes.
Trustee Aisha Kennerly,
Yes.
Vice Chair Jamie Merchant,
Yes.
and Trustee Sharice Leonard.
Yes.
Excellent. Congratulations to my right and my left.
Thank you.
Excellent. See, I feel very good.
Okay.
I'll be watching. Just be on notice. All right. You've all had a chance to review the minutes from October 24. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from October 24th.
Thank you. And do we have a second? Right.
I second.
Thank you. And Ms. Backus, will you please take a vote?
Chair Connie Newhan,
Yes, I approve.
Trustee Aisha Kennerly,
I approve.
Vice Chair Jamie Merchant,
Abstain.
and Trustee Sharice Leonard.
I approve.
Thank you. All the items listed on the consent calendar are considered to be routine matters, status reports, or documents covering previous Board of Trustee items. The items listed on the consent calendar may be enacted in one motion. With the concurrence of the Library Board of Trustees, a trustee or any person in attendance may request that an item be removed for further consideration. The consent calendar consists of the board graphs, stats, the calendar, and flyers. So do we have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
I second.
Thank you. And Ms. Backus, we're keeping you busy with the vote.
Chair Connie Newhan,
Yes.
Trustee Aisha Kennerly,
Yes.
Vice Chair Jamie Merchant,
Yes.
and Trustee Sharice Leonard.
Yes.
Thank you. Persons wishing to address the Library Board of Trustee on items listed on the agenda are requested to identify themselves and state the matter on which they wish to comment. No action will be taken on matters not listed on the agenda. The Library Board of Trustees would appreciate your cooperation in keeping your comments brief. Ms. Backus, are there any speaker cards or written comments from the public?
No speaker cards or written comments from the public.
Thank you. Do we have anyone here tonight for the youth update? How about Savannah? Savvy, do you want to update us? Well, we don't have anyone from the TAC committee tonight, so we will move on to the administrative reports and ask for the library report by Ms. Finch.
Thank you, Chair Newhan. So I am happy to introduce our library manager, Danielle Whittington, to give us our library report today. We have a lot of exciting things to share. She has a recap of some of the events and activities that we've had underway during And then we have a ton of holiday activities that are lined up for the month of December that Danielle's going to be telling us more about. So I will go ahead and turn it over to Manager Whittington to give us the library report.
Thank you, Director Finch. Good evening, Madam Chair and trustees. So we're going to start with our programming recap for October. Star Wars Reads had 217 children's readings logs and you know, Star Wars Reads is a month-long celebration of reading and literacy for readers of all ages. Our Spirits and Spirits program was a great hit. We had hoped that we would get at least 30 people. However, due to some really great marketing efforts in the library, especially one being led by one of our new librarians, Casey, we had 68 attendees. So that was fantastic. We also had a spooky STEM event, our STEAM event at our Maker Exchange on October 31st. We had about 85 children attend the event, which offered crafts, photos, and other Halloween-themed maker activities. We had so many children, it became an all-hands-on-deck event where I had to go and make slime for children, and I was up to my elbows, literally. I found slime in my elbows later on that evening. And lastly, our Halloween story time was packed. We had over 150 attendees, and then the children came dressed up in their Halloween finest. After that, they were able to walk around the library to trick or treat. And then I also wanted to take a moment to note that one of our goals that I presented in our August presentation was to reestablish and create weekly, monthly, and/or special event programming aimed at adult and teen audiences. And October showed that we are well on track with this particular goal, and we're gaining ground with having more teens and adults attend our events, and we're excited at the direction that this is heading. I always like to highlight some services that I think sometimes go unnoticed. So the library now has Chromebooks that are available for home checkout. So to qualify, you need to be an adult with a full access library card and a valid government ID that matches your account. You will be able to check out your laptop for 3 weeks with no renewals. The patron must be in good standing and have no overdue items or fees. And they also need to read and sign the new home use Chromebook agreement. These items can be disabled remotely, just letting you know if you're worried about us just handing out a laptop for people to use to never get back. We can disable them remotely if the items are not returned by the due date. And we also have Chromebooks available for use inside the library as well as computer mice. So our Head Start holiday is in effect. If you don't know, this is a library program where we ask for help from the Corona employees to sponsor gifts for 120 Head Start students at Garrettson, Home Gardens, and Jefferson Elementary Schools. And I'm very happy to say that all of those kids are going to get a gift. So we are extremely excited by that. So, and by doing so, these deserving kids are going to get a gift for the holidays. So that makes me happy. This all culminates in a Head Start holiday party, which is on Thursday, December 14th at 9:15 a.m. And we have invited the trustees to come, and we would really like for you guys to show up. And we really want you to see the good that the library and the city of Corona is doing for the community. So this is going to be a time where the kids can come and receive their gifts and have a story time. And yes, they get to see Santa. So we hope we will be able to see you guys there. Since we are heading into the holiday season and it usually means more time off, I wanted to take a moment to remarket our Rivco Parks Passes. And so this is a part of the Outdoor Equity Initiative. Members of the community can check out a Parks Pass, which is a day use pass from our library. The pass is valid for day use admission and fishing fees for any of the Rivco Parks locations for all passengers seated in a passenger vehicle. So this program aims to provide a greater inclusion and access to the outdoors by removing one of the economic barriers faced when trying to utilize these spaces. So at present, we have 10 passes for the library, and I checked this afternoon before I left, and we only have one checked out right now. So we have 9 passes that are available at this moment, and so patrons are going to be able to check them out for 3 weeks, and so check them out. They're really fun to use. So we have some December activities that are on the horizon, and they are for all ages, as we're trying to do, and they're all holiday centric. So, and they take place in the Francis Aldama Martinez room. So for children, we are going to have a children's winter craft time on Wednesday, December 6th, starting at 3 for ages 4 to 10 in the West room. And then for teens, we're going to have a gingerbread house painting activity the very same day on December 6th, starting at 3 3 for the 7th through 12th graders in the East Room. Also, we will have some snacks and a holiday movie playing as well. So if you have children or teens, this would be a great day to stop by and let them have and partake on some holiday fun. And so also for adults, we have a winter snow globe activity on Thursday, December 7th from 6 to 7:30 in the East Room. You can come by and learn how to make a winter snow globe either for yourself or as a gift for someone else. A couple of weeks ago, we had the first grade class from Clara Barton Elementary join us for a library tour. We had 2 groups totaling about 130 students that toured the entire library, checked out books with their Smart Pass, and enjoyed a story time. And they all finished the day with a lunch at the library before heading back to school. So we want to take a moment to thank Ms. Green for planning the visit. And we also hosted Garrettson Elementary yesterday, and we will also be doing so on Friday, December 1st. And then always, as you can see here in the photo, a special thank you to Martin, who continues to do a wonderful job with these tours. So this is the part of the presentation where I tell you the top titles from our library and discuss how Pokemon Adventures was checked out a million bajillion times. But we've had an issue with Collection HQ ingesting some of our data. And so I wasn't able to come up with our top title reports, and we are in the process of having this resolved so that you can know what the year-end data is going to be at our next meeting. However, I do have the top titles in libraries that use Collection HQ in the US and Canada for the last 6 months. And the titles shown here are also titles that we have in our library as a physical copy, ebook, or both. So lots of circulations, especially for spare. Here's our calendar of our December calendar events. Has activities for everyone. A lot of our programming and events are closed during in mid-December to the beginning of the year. So we ask our patrons to be mindful of those closed dates that are kind of marked in red on the calendar. And as stated previously, we have holiday activities on the 6th and the 7th. And then also at Mountain Gate Park, we are going to have our story walk of Corduroy. So the Friends of the Library are going to have their holiday music program for the first 3 weeks of December. All performances are in the Francis Aldama Martinez room and start at 6:30 p.m. There's no cost to attend and everyone is invited. So on the 5th, they are going to have the Circle City Chorale and the Children's Choir performing. On the 12th, they'll have the St. Edward's Catholic School Choir. And on the 19th, the Christian Arts and Theater Kids are performing. So if you're looking to get in the holiday spirit, but also want to support our local performers, this is a great opportunity to come do that and come to the library. I also wanted to take a moment to highlight our friends and the Friends of the Library and the Friends themselves. The Friends of the Library received a recognition and a proclamation at the City Council meeting on October 18th. And I wanted to take a moment to not only thank the wonderful ladies in the photo, and also our mayor, that's there as well, but also the Friends of the Library in general. This recognition was most deserved, and we as a library are so proud to have them as our friends. And every time I brag about them, I'm like, my friends are better than your friends, and it's just true. I have the data to prove that. I also wanted to take a moment to talk about our volunteer recognition program that occurred on November 9th. And it was led by Madeline Black, who is our amazing volunteer program coordinator. And the event also had Vice Mayor Tom Richins and the Parks and Recreation Commission Chair Tom Munoz present awards, as well as offering treats like a photo booth, as you can see here at the top photo. During the recognition, the Corona Public Library had 289 volunteers with more than 6,800 hours served, and the Friends of the Library had 53 volunteers with more than 7,600 hours served. So that means volunteers working for the library have worked over 1.5 years in just 2023 rows. So if you take all of the hours in 1 year, it's over that. So it just blows my mind every time. So just a special thank you to our volunteers that come out and help not only the library, but our friends as well. And Lastly, we're going to be looking ahead. I just want to let you know that there will be no December meeting so the library will also be closed on Saturday, December 23rd, Monday, December 25th, and Monday, January 1st for the holidays. Like I said, there will be no December meeting, so the next time we will meet will be on January 23rd. And this is exciting news. Starting next year, we're going to have the Teen Advisory Council, TAC, Vets Connect, and the Friends of the Library give recurring reports throughout the year. So for January, the Friends of the Library will be in attendance giving a report. In the new year, we're hoping to start a new story time for our children with disabilities. Currently, we do have an adaptive class for teens, but I would like to thank Vice Chair Merchant, who is helping us expand a little bit more in our programming for those who are younger with disabilities. So thank you. 2024 will also see the library, trustees, and key stakeholders creating a 5-year strategic plan, and we hope to begin this process early next year, so clear your calendars. We need all of you to help with this. Nothing is scheduled to be submitted to the council for approval at this point. I also wanted to let you know that the library's new digital sign was installed yesterday, and it looks great, and we're learning how to use it. The kitchen in the Francis Aldama Martinez room will be completed by the end of next week, thanks to facilities and the Friends of the Library. And I also, as I end my report, I wanted to take this time to thank Kathy Backus and Caleb for always attending these meetings and help setting them up and running them with ease. So thank you guys over there. And then also lastly to Director Finch and the trustees, and especially our beloved Madam Chair. Thank you all for your wonderful support for the library this year and beyond. So, any questions?
Thank you so much. That was a pretty heavy report.
It was chunky.
There's so much going on.
So
It
much.
just, I can't comprehend it sometimes, how you can balance it all. The snow globe making, are there no fees for that?
Nope. All of our programming is free.
Everything's always free at the library.
Yes.
That's what we love about the library.
Yes.
And now the Chromebooks, what a great addition.
Yes.
Trustees, any comments?
Sorry.
Whoop.
First of all, so excited about the littles for the special needs and getting some programs for them. And for the strategic plan next year, I would really love to see us look into becoming an autism certified library center. And, did you have a?
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. And then one last thing. I was looking for the December activities. And for the children's crafts, you have ages 4 to 10. But then for the next range up, you have 7th to 12th grade. So you have about a 5th and 6th grade age gap there.
Yeah. I will say this, we're not going to turn away children. We may get people or children, patrons that are in between the 10-year-olds to the 7th graders. We're not going to turn them away if they want to come and participate. They may see some of our crafts a little bit on the boring side, but you know what? We're never going to turn anybody away if they want to come and
Then
participate.
for the older one, then would we be able to add like 11 and up on that one? I just feel like that we're,
So on
sorry.
on the older one, one thing I was just kind of piggybacking with Jamie. So I know it's a Wednesday, but our high schools don't have early out, so they won't actually get out until 3:30 on that day. Meaning that if it starts at 3, our high school kids to whom this is geared towards won't be available until more likely 3:45, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if maybe I don't know how we could shift that. If maybe we could shift from 7th to 12th to 5th to 7th to 8th, or because the junior highs get out early on Wednesdays,
Right.
but our high schools still have late start and get out at 3:30 on those days.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're not going to turn anybody away. I think I made a misstep on my, no, it does say 3.
I understand that
at
you're not going to
3:30.
turn anybody away.
Yeah.
I just think that if I only had a 10-year-old, I would think that I wouldn't bring them.
Right.
So,
Because they're not included.
yeah, because they're not included.
Yeah, I will speak to my staff and see if we can create a little bit of wiggle room and see if we can stretch out these ages so that all are included. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think
Thank you.
she means printed. I think she means so that it can be printed, so that whoever gets the flyer.
Yeah,
Well,
so
no.
if we were able to do that, then we will take all of the flyers that we currently have in the library and all of the marketing and then reissue those. Yeah.
Okay. Because we want it to be a success. I
Yeah, and we
understand
want it to
exactly
be
what she's
inclusive.
saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I do have one other comment. I'm really happy that we will have TAC here. I know they have usually always been, it's been the last couple of meetings where we've missed them. But to have Vets Connect, I think that's fabulous. And that Friends of the Library, because we used to always, and even back to Foundation Days, we always had someone from the Friends at our meetings and a trustee at our meetings. So I think that's really great to be more involved with the Friends, and we have trustees who are members of the Friends, so can't be them, needs to be somebody else.
Correct. When I pitched this to the Friends, I said, I love Sharice,
Yes,
but
but
she's
thank
a
you very
trustee when
much.
she is on the
So
dais.
We
Yeah.
are now on, did you have another comment?
No, I apologize. I just didn't know if you knew that our high schools on Wednesday still don't have that early out. But I wanted to thank you because it has been a fabulous year with you on board. I know it hasn't been a full year yet, but you have done amazing things with our library and all the programming that has been available to everyone. And switching hats for just a second, just even the library, the relationship the library has with the Friends. And so that we have done some incredible things together, and I am so excited for everything that is yet to come.
Me
I
too.
think you speak for all of us, very, very much so. Thank you. Next agenda item is our library e-media report by Jennifer Marlatt, our librarian too. Thank you for being here tonight.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm excited to present the report.
And is your mic on?
Oh, you can't hear me? It is on.
Okay.
Okay. Hoopla is one of our major e-media providers, and we're going to take a look at how it's performed over the last year. I also wanted to give some background on the two major e-media providers that we've got, and that's Cloud Library with CloudLink and Hoopla. Cloud Library is what we started out with e-media, and it follows a traditional library borrowing model with one copy, one use. So only one person can use something at a time. Hoopla expands access by having items that are always available because of simultaneous use. Cloud Library also is really specific in that we lease material. Some of it's for perpetual or ongoing use, no limit. Most of it, though, is metered use. And what that means is we are leasing the material for 1 to 2 years or 26 checkouts. Once we've hit those limits, we have to lease it again. Whereas Hoopla is a pay per use. So each time a patron downloads, streams a television program, a book, an audiobook, we get charged for that use. There's a limit of 5 checkouts at once with Cloud Library. What's nice with Cloud Library is you can return an item when you're done, and it opens up another checkout and makes it available, just like your regular library, traditional library. Hoopla, you get 8 borrows for the whole month. Even if you watch a 20-minute episode, you're done. That's 1 borrow done for the whole month. Because we are leasing material from Cloud Library, the prices can range anywhere from about $49.99 to $129.99. And again, remember, we have to lease these once again once our use has expired. Hoopla, We get a charge per use, and the max charge is $3.99 per item. And it ranges. So you might listen to music, and it might charge you us 99 cents for that. Or a television program. And then a brand new audio or newish audiobook, it'll charge us $3.99 for that use. Cloud Library has bestsellers and recent releases, and it's predominantly ebooks. Hoopla has popular titles that were released a year or more. It's kind of a back file of material. Cloud Library has audiobooks, comics, and ebooks. And Hoopla has a wide range. It's got audiobooks, what they call a binge pass. So if you're a Hallmark fan, you can use that binge pass. And it's one of your uses for the month, your borrows, and you can watch as many Hallmark films as you want. That's what the binge pass is. And then it's also got comics and manga, which are incredibly popular, as well as ebooks, movies, music, and television. Right here is our collection size, and I wanted to draw attention to our three main avenues of access. We've got in the first section, the physical collection, then we've got Cloud Library in the middle, and Hoopla on the right. In green, it shows the size of the physical collection as a total. Only about 4% of the whole collection is housed within the library. That's physical volumes. And then we've got about 15% in Cloud Library and 81% in Hoopla. Now, Hoopla has 1.5 million titles available. The library here is set at about 83,000. And Cloud Library with Cloud Library Link, with Cloud Link, is at about 280,000. My apologies. Despite the small size of the library's collection, that teeny tiny little 4% there, it accounts for 92% of all circulation across those three platforms. So what we've got people with that tiny collection, they borrowed 315,000 items in a year. Whereas Cloud Library and Hoopla were at about 13,000. So our community is still very dependent on the physical collection housed within the library. That collection supports the curriculum, which means it's very important to this community. This right here, and despite the use, what makes e-media so fabulous is that it meets the needs of the patrons wherever they are. They can access, so long as they've got an internet connection, they can download an ebook, audiobook, music. And in Hoopla, over the last year, our most popular time to download material is Monday evening at 9:00. I'm guessing you've gone on your first commute of the week and ran through your audiobook, and you've got to get that you realize you got to get the next one for the morning commute. Not too many people are using the collection overnight. That's where you get the cooler blue colors there. Everything picks up at about 8 a.m. Our Hoopla ranking, we're doing well. There are 130 Hoopla libraries in California, and we rank in the 50th arena for new patrons, patrons borrowing, and the number of borrows. And we're doing even better when you look at the US use and the global use. There are 3,444 US libraries using Hoopla. And for new patrons, we're 475th. 692 for patron borrowing, and the number of borrowers, 714. So we're doing really, really well. Our patrons are quite enthusiastic about the program. And here, again, Hoopla, everything's instant access. Doesn't matter how many people are logged on at once trying to get that same title, you're going to be able to do that. The vast majority of their collection is in ebook format, followed by music, and then audiobooks. They've got over 800,000 ebooks in their collection, and only about 209,000 audiobooks. By circulation type, so they've got all those titles. Our community borrows adult fiction predominantly. That makes up 64% of all the material borrowed through Hoopla. And then 20% is adult nonfiction. And so that means 84% of all the material borrowed through Hoopla is adult oriented and is the most popular. And it's interesting here, when you look at the material borrowed, the medium, the most borrowed material is audiobooks. It makes up 53% of the circulation, with ebooks only making up about 30. So the bulk of our circulation is in adult fiction. This is interesting because the top 10 e-media titles for the last year were all audiobooks. Every single one of them. One of them's repeated because they offer a traditional audiobook with a single narrator, and they offer a full cast version of the book. And they both made it onto the collection. And Harry Potter, everything's fiction, and poor Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban didn't make the list, but it's the only Harry Potter that didn't. The library staff do their best using reviews, statistics, patron requests to maintain and build the collection. I have a question for you. What are some items you think would be beneficial to our collection?
Yes, go ahead. Trustee Merchant. And I know our trustee Shirley Teller Hayes, who's not here tonight, is a huge user of Hoopla, and I'm sure she's yelling at the TV because I think she's watching with titles. You can text us and we'll message.
So I use both regularly, and I listen to them all night long. It puts me to sleep, but not in that sense, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's how much I love books. I just want to hear them constantly. So I don't have any specific titles, but I was thinking, as you were sitting here talking, and that a lot of the ebooks would be great for our seniors, like on their tablets and Kindles and those types of things. Do we have like a tech day at the senior center, like once a month or something, where we can help them? Because I'm sure that it's not something that they're just may not be able to go home and just download and do. They may need assistance. So it's just an idea, maybe quarterly, or I don't know, once a month or something like that, and have them bring in their device and help them get these things set up, because I think that they would get a lot of use out of them.
It's a great idea, and at this time, we do not, but we do outreach at the senior center, so it could be incorporated into that.
Just to tack on that, it is so strange that you mentioned that right now, because I just reached out to the senior center to do a senior center day at the library, so where we would go over that. So great minds are thinking it lives.
Yeah, and just maybe have them like bring your device, because I know my grandma, she's at the senior center 4 or 5 days a week. And, but she would need somebody to walk her through on how to sign up and everything with the device in hand.
And building on that, maybe you could do a tutorial that could be online on the website for anyone who doesn't really know what Hoopla is or how to use it, not just the seniors, but I think you have these e-media devices now. Maybe there's a button how to use them. And I did get a text from Trustee Towler Hayes, and she is watching, and she will send her list to you, Madam Librarian. Thank you, Shirley.
At the last meeting, Danielle had presented us with the most frequently checked out fiction titles, nonfiction titles, and then had provided us with information about our ebook checkout circulations. And it was interesting to note that, of course, our kids still rely heavily on physical books, but that our ebook checkout are all of the adult books, all the things that we saw on the presentation this evening by Danielle that showed the most popular books based on our circulation program throughout the area, or through larger libraries. Those were all adult fiction with the exception of Spare. And, but for our library, our patrons do tend to turn to Hoopla and Cloud Library because of, let's be realistic, it's very convenient. The fact that you can listen to an audiobook while commuting, or my girls and I often listen to audiobooks when we're on road trips. And I have good friends who are friends of the library, and they listen to audiobooks while gardening and doing things of that nature. So I think as long as we can stay up on popular titles, that would be just my recommendation, is making sure that we have popular titles available. And then I don't know, you said for Cloud Library there's only one copy of each item, but the Hoopla, they can access at any time with any book.
Yes, there's no waiting list with Hoopla.
And I like that, because I think that's one of the problems, right? You see a book that's out there, and it's on hold for weeks, and then once you get it, it always happens this way. 5 books that you want come up at the same time, and you have like 3 weeks to read all 5 of them, and they're all probably the longest books on your to be read list. And so, but I appreciate that we have both options. So, thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation, and we appreciate your staying late and sharing with us. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
The next item on our agenda is to approve our meeting dates for next year. And do we have,
I would like to
sorry,
make a recommendation.
okay.
We always have the November meeting the week of Thanksgiving. Can we move it like we have the last 2 years to the Monday prior to Thanksgiving? Or Tuesday, Tuesday.
Yes, I believe if the commission votes to do that, we can definitely make that
And
change.
can we
Or
make
not
that
the commission,
change
the
like,
board? Sorry.
like a permanent change so it never falls on Thanksgiving week? Because we have to do this every single time.
We would have to check with the city council chambers to make sure that it's available that day.
If not, are we able to meet in the basement of the library? I don't want to cancel the meeting, but that's a school's out and people travel. It's just not a good week to have a meeting. That's my one recommendation before. So I would like to make a motion
That's been a
to to approve the dates with the exception of moving the November meeting to, I'm trying to find the date here, so I'm in the wrong year. The 19th? Is it the 19th? 18th, right? Is it the 18th? No, 19th. Oh, November 19th. Oh, I'm in the year 2025. I don't know what I'm doing.
Do we need to have that approved by city council before we can vote on that as part of the meeting dates?
I don't believe it requires city council approval. From what Ms. Bacchus was mentioning is we need to make sure that the chambers are available because we do
Right.
have the planning commission that meets in here as well as the park and rec commission. But I do know it won't interfere with park and rec commission because they're always the second Tuesday of the month. But we would have to double check with planning commission, but I believe they meet on Mondays. So we would just have to double check on
And,
availability.
you know, it brings up another point. Since I'm leaving, I can say it. I really miss meeting in the library. I thought that was such an important part of our meetings, just to be in that physical building. And maybe, while I understand the need for us to meet here, maybe that November meeting could be at the library. I think it's important for us as trustees to touch base and be in the physical building. And I know I don't get there near as often anymore as I used to. You know, my books to donate to friends gets higher and higher. So maybe that would be an option too. I would just like to throw that idea out there.
The challenge with meeting in the boardroom is that we don't have the ability to broadcast the meeting down there. So that would be the only thing that we would have to consider. We could still make it a public meeting that is open for the public to attend. We just would not be able to broadcast it. So we would lose
And that's
part
how
of our
it used to
audience.
be. So, well, in that case, with the date that you have proposed, can we have a motion to accept the meeting date calendar for next year?
Can I move to accept the meeting date calendar as proposed with the exception of the November date? For further for later discussion dependent upon availability?
Yes, you could do that.
So
Okay,
would we
then
have a?
that's my motion.
Okay.
I will second that motion.
All right, thank you. Ms. Bacchus, would you please take the vote?
Chair Connie Newhan,
I approve.
Trustee Aisha Kennerly,
I approve.
Vice Chair Jamie Merchant,
Approve.
and Trustee Sharice Leonard.
Approve.
All right, excellent. So following on that is the approval for the closed dates for 2024. So if there are no objections, do we have a motion to approve those dates? Anyone?
I move that we approve the closure dates for all of the federal holidays listed.
I second.
All right, thank you. And Ms. Bacchus, another vote, please.
Chair Connie Newhan,
Yes, I approve.
Trustee Aisha Kennerly,
Approve.
Vice Chair Jamie Merchant,
Approve.
and Trustee Sharice Leonard.
Approve.
Thank you. Are there any trustee communications? And we will start with Trustee Leonard. Do you have any comments?
I have lots of comments, but none that.
None that are
for you.
appropriate or?
Right. No, just thank you for being a part of everything for so long.
Oh, thank you.
You and my mom are the reason I am part of the Friends and now a trustee, so.
And I was proud to serve on the foundation with your mom. We had lots of fun, as you can imagine.
Oh, I've got pictures. If anyone wants to see them.
So, yeah, you have the ones of her dancing on the table at the first ladders. Uh-huh. Well, thank you. Trustee Kennerly, any comments?
Yes, I would like to say that I was at the Thanksgiving lunch for the seniors, and it was just very inspiring to see so many people turn out, and Ms. Finch was there as well, and a lot of the people from the community, and looking forward to helping at the December lunch that they have. And also, the Circle City Chorale will be performing on December 3rd at the Christmas tree lighting event in front of the old City Hall. And also, we will perform December 9th at Santiago High School at 4 o'clock. And also, we're going to miss you, Connie
Well,
Nguyen.
thank you. And December 5th, you're performing.
And December 5th,
At the
yes, sorry, at the
library.
library as part of the holiday music kickoff. But yes, we're going to really miss you.
Oh, thank you very much. Trustee Merchant, soon to be Chair Merchant.
I would just like to say, we will miss you so much. We're going to miss your emails and your articles that you send us and all of your knowledge, all things library. So
Wow.
thank you so much for all of your years of service to the library, and make sure you come and pull a blue card. So,
I will. Maybe I'll bring Joe.
public speaker.
Well, thank you. And as I said earlier, if you three trustees and Trustee Taylor Hayes, who's at home this evening, if you weren't sitting here, I would not feel as confident as I do that you will get along just fine, and you will have less emails taking up space and less text taking up space. I think everything's going to be great, and I can't wait to see what transpires in the future. And I want a special invitation to the ribbon cutting when we open the Heritage Room. I'm excited about that. Do we have an update? I'm sorry, it's probably not appropriate at this time to ask, but I just thought of that. How are we on schedule for that opening? Do we?
Sorry, I believe we approved, or the bids have been posted, and we are in the process of selecting a contractor for the project.
So that's awesome. That's really great. Well, with that, I will take my leave and bid you all adieu and have wonderful holidays. And the best thing is that we're all still friends, so I'll get to see you everywhere, and I'll be watching. Thank you. And with that, I thank you all for joining us tonight at our meeting. And we are adjourning at, what time is it? 6:27. And the new board will reconvene on my daughter's birthday, January 23rd next year, with Chairman Jamie Merchant and Vice Chair Miss Kennerly. Awesome. With that, where's the gavel? I gotta bing it. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.